You know, when it comes to designing and building things, there are basically two ways to go about it: the old way and the new way. And the difference between them can be massive. It can mean a project is a huge success, or it can mean it spirals into a costly nightmare. Today, we're going to break down that critical difference: BIM versus CAD.
To really get what this all means, let's not just talk about definitions. Let's start with a story.
All right, so picture this. You've got two teams. They're building the exact same project. Team 1, they're using the traditional tool, CAD. And Team 2, they're using the modern process, BIM. Now let's see how this plays out for them.
So for Team 1, the moment they get on site, things just go wrong. A huge pipe smacks right into a structural beam that nobody saw coming. The ceiling assembly? Yeah, that doesn't fit, because the drawings didn't match up. The result? It's absolute chaos. Rework begins, the entire schedule gets pushed back, and the costs, they just start to spiral out of control. It's pretty much the classic construction nightmare.
But now, let's check in on Team 2. Remember that same pipe and beam clash? Oh, they found that months ago, way back in the design phase. It was fixed digitally with like a few clicks of a mouse, long before a single boot ever hit the ground. For them, the build was smooth, efficient, and yeah, it was on budget.
So, hold on. Same project, but two completely different outcomes. Why? What's the secret here? Well, the answer lies in the fundamental difference between how these two technologies actually work.
Okay, to really get this, we've got to start with the traditional approach, CAD. And the best way to think about it is as a digital drawing board.
I mean, the name pretty much says it all, right? Computer-aided design. It's a technology that helps professionals create their 2D and 3D drawings. You know, your plans, your sections, all that stuff.
But here's the absolute key takeaway you need to remember for CAD. At its core, it's essentially digital paper. Sure, it moved drafting from a physical drawing board to a computer screen, but the core concept? It pretty much stayed the same. And this idea of digital paper is exactly where the problems start. See, when you draw a wall in CAD, it's just two lines on a screen. The computer has no idea it's a wall. There's zero intelligence there. And all the drawings, the architects, the engineers, the contractors, they're all separate, disconnected files. This means that coordinating everything is a totally manual job, and it is so easy to miss huge, costly errors.
So, if that's the old way, what's the modern solution? Well, that brings us to BIM. And BIM isn't a digital drawing board. It's a digital building. And that, my friends, is a fundamentally new way of working. So BIM stands for Building Information Modeling. And according to the international standard, it's the process of managing all project information using a shared digital model. Now, those are the key words. It's a process, not just software. And it's about information, not just lines on a screen. And here is the game-changing shift in thinking. If CAD is digital paper, the core idea of BIM is that you are creating a digital building. You're not just drawing lines anymore, you're literally assembling a virtual version of the final product. Let's go back to that wall example. In BIM, a wall isn't just two lines. No way. It's a smart object. It contains actual information: what it's made of, how thick it is, its fire rating, how much it costs, even who the supplier is. It's a component in a database, not just a picture.
So, we have digital paper versus a digital building. Now let's get to the core of it. How does this one conceptual shift change absolutely everything on a project?
All right, if you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, make it this. The single biggest difference, the absolute game changer, is automated coordination. And this gets to the heart of when you find problems. With CAD, errors are usually discovered on site, during construction. A fix at this stage costs real money and causes real delays. But with BIM, those same errors are found during the design phase, inside the computer model, where a fix is basically just a few clicks.
And the financial impact of finding those problems early? We are not talking about saving a few $1,000s here. We are talking about preventing mistakes that can add millions to the budget of a hospital, an airport, or a skyscraper.
This table sums it up perfectly. With CAD, you create drawings. With BIM, you build a digital building. CAD files have no data. A BIM model is full of rich information. CAD coordination is totally manual. BIM is automated. And teamwork in CAD means emailing separate files back and forth, while BIM means everyone works together in one connected system. It's a whole different world.
Okay, this brings us to a crucial point, and it's probably the biggest misconception out there.
We need to really understand why BIM is a system, not just a piece of software.
You hear this statement all the time in the industry.
Oh yeah, we use Revit, so we're doing BIM.
That is fundamentally 100% wrong.
Look, using 3D modeling software is not the same as doing BIM. BIM is a process. It's a disciplined way of working. It requires following standards, using consistent naming rules, having a defined coordination process, and managing all your data in a central hub, what we call a Common Data Environment, or CDE. Without that system, you're not doing BIM. You're just making a 3D model.
So once you have that system in place, where does it all lead? Well, the future is being built with BIM, and it's the foundation for some truly incredible innovation.
See, BIM is just the foundation. From there, we create a digital twin, a live, virtual copy of the real building that's fed by real-time data. By adding the fourth dimension, time, we get 4D BIM to simulate construction schedules. Add the fifth dimension, cost, and you get 5D BIM for budget management. And the end game? Smart cities, where all these intelligent buildings are connected, creating more efficient and sustainable places for us to live.
So let's just simplify everything down to its core. The CAD workflow, that digital paper method, it's reactive. It helps you solve problems, sure, but only after they've already happened on site. And this, right here, is the real power of BIM. It is proactive. When it's used correctly as a system, it helps you solve problems before they even have a chance to exist in the real world.
So the question isn't just about which software to use. It's about choosing to solve problems before they happen. It's about deciding which way do you want to build the future.